And please let us know if there's anything you want us to talk about, because we love to talk.
Yeah, especially my sissy.
Yes, I was just going to say.
Hi, and welcome to Not According to Plan, because somewhere along the way, our childhood dreams met the real world. I'm Jennifer.
And I'm Victoria.
And we are sisters who are 14 years apart. Hello, sis.
Hello. It's not like we haven't talked 5 minutes ago.
5 minutes ago, and texted. We were trying to find a text that we texted that we thought was like the other day, and I had to scroll back. Like, let's see.
Yes.
I was like, let me go through my files.
Isn't there supposed to? I really wish you could put in the search bar like words or something, or a picture, and it would pop it up.
Let us know in the comments if on an iPhone you can search your text message.
Yes.
That would be great, because I think people would find that useful, because all the time people argue over something and they say, I have the text message, which the kids now call a receipt, by the way.
I was just going to say they call that the receipt, don't they? Because I watch my Housewives. Yes. And they go to the reunion with the receipts.
Never say something in a text that you might want to take back later.
Never, never. Or pictures, anything like that. Yeah. So we're really excited today. That leads us into why we were searching through the text. Jennifer, go take it away.
Well, I'm working on a new film project called Like the Girls Who Wear Pink. Thank you.
Yes.
And this is the first time I actually have a real crew helping me. I had a wonderful producer offer to help me. And he got sponsors. It's being supported through sponsors, people giving of their time, money, and resources. The whole community came together, film community in St. Pete, and are helping me make this short film. It's huge, amazing, because it means more to me than if, like, say I had some money and I was like, okay, I'm going to make this film and hire these people, because these people are giving of all these things for me.
I get emotional when we're on those pre-production calls when we say thank you, because it's, keep seeing it, and the things that they've done, and, you know, it's crazy. So you say to yourself, wow, they really are good people in the world still, even though the news likes to tell you otherwise, because there's no...
But just look around your community and around your circle and you'll find it.
Mm-hmm.
And
absolutely.
So Victoria texted me. She was like, "Are you on such a high?" Because I had just looked at the location and sent her pictures of where we were gonna film. And I texted her back. This just came out of me. I said, "Girl, I have shoes. No, girl, I have wings on my shoes."
And I loved it. I was like, that is an amazing description of what's going on right now. Never could you ever have thought that this would be happening 5, 10, 15 years ago. No way.
Just talking to another friend who's going to be helping me with some behind the scenes footage, and I was telling them, like, this story, like, should not be, because, you know, 15 years ago I was locked in a little room in a state hospital, and people don't come out from that. People don't get out of that. That's usually, once you're there at that point, you stay there in your life. And
I have to tell you, it's so true, because I would come see you.
Yeah.
All the time. Yeah. I was afraid that they would come up with some reason to keep me there.
Wow, really?
Because that's how oppressive and scary a situation it was, right? So what you're just saying, if you are committed there, the terror, you're not, it's not designed for someone like you to get out. There are people that should stay, absolutely, but it's almost like there's no chance. It's scary stuff.
It's a very scary thing. I think it's, in a way, even though I've never been to jail, it's a little bit more frightening, because they don't need like a real reason to keep you.
No, there's no statute and no time to let you out. It's based on,
okay, you did this, you have 2 years. It's like, okay, man, that sucks, but you know what? I'm gonna do my time and get out.
Right.
No, it's like it's
behavior based too.
It's called unconditional I forget. I can't. The word's eluding me. But when for undetermined amount of time, they just say undetermined to be reviewed in 3 months. Oh, we'll review it again in 3 months. And it just keeps going. So it's terrifying. So how do we
the
get
devastation of that.
Yeah. Well, so what I was saying was, this really shouldn't be. This story where I am now, like, it just doesn't. I mean, God just
You wouldn't
got
even
me
be able
out
to
of
make
there.
this up. Yeah, you
No.
couldn't make this into a movie because you would try and pitch this movie and they would say,
Well,
"What?
that's
No,
not
that's
really
so not
realistic.
believable." I
Yeah.
mean, we believe in a massive tidal wave that will take off the
Yeah.
whole East Coast, but not. We'll make a movie about that. And by the way, I love catastrophe films.
That's the thing. If you're new here, that's when Victoria goes off topic. That's her
Exactly.
new training technique. So,
And damn, it works.
yeah, it does work. So so I was like, girl, I have wings on my shoes, and shoes just love that. And I think even though I've been through a lot of hard things, those hard things help the good things feel good. Because
Even sweeter.
Yeah, when we know the feeling of being down, disappointed, even the feeling of just like regular everyday, when things aren't necessarily bad, but they're not like, ooh, super good. If we always had what we wanted and we always had everything, we wouldn't feel that happiness and that high of things,
Yeah.
because it would just be the status quo, and we wouldn't feel the difference.
Like the differential.
Yeah, the differential wouldn't be there. Maybe sometimes
But do you
that's
ever
why
feel...
people, sorry.
No, you go.
Maybe that's why sometimes rich people like get sad, because they already have achieved everything, and it's like, what do I do now?
What do I do now? Now you just put me in a whole nother direction, because I think about that too, and I think I see these huge homes for sale or sold, and I look at them on Redfin. They look so beautiful, and they are. But there's that part of me that says, what would I do if I had that, but I was kind of knocking around in that house all by myself? Like, unless it's filled up with like love, and relationships and things like that. Like, what good is it? Maybe why
That's
are
where
we
the
always
good
wanting
feelings
that huge
come from.
place?
We think the things are going to make us happier, but it's the relationships. Because I can tell you, this project I'm doing, the thing that's making me so happy is these people that are giving of everything.
Yes,
And wanting to work with me. And like wanting to do it. I didn't hire them, and they're like, well,
No.
you paid me, so I have to do it. It's
Right.
Like they want to do this.
And they're jazzed about it.
Yeah, that just fills my heart up. So I think that's what feels good about friends. Like,
Yes.
I know when rest his soul, little Yerby got really sick, and I just knew his time had come. I had come back from church, and he was just a mess. And I knew it was his time. He'd been in and out of the hospital, and I didn't want to go with my staff. I was like, I don't want to go with my staff and have this. So I called my friend Amanda, and she came, dropped everything. She came right over. She came down with me. She sat with me. She cried with me, and it was like she dropped everything for me. And so the feeling of friends that will do things for you just because they love you out of their heart, that's what feels good. That's what gives me the wings on my shoes.
Oh, I love that. And it's just so hard, because sometimes I go to really bad places. A lot of times I'm in my head a lot, which is a problem, like to the point that I've tried meditation. I've tried everything. It's not that it doesn't work. I haven't stuck with it like I should, But do you ever feel like sometimes your cup is fuller than others of the bad stuff? Like, do you look around and so many people seem like, wow, their families are great together. They have a great family relationships, work is great, nice home, like all these things. And then there's these portions of people where things are like, that's hard for me to wrap my head around in a lot of ways.
Yeah,
I mean, how do you feel about that?
Well, that's gonna be life. Like, that's gonna be life. Some people are gonna have a lot harder lives than others, and that's just gonna be a fact. Everybody definitely suffers at some points and feels bad, even if it looks like they're having like a perfect life. But I think, but even people who look at stories of people who've been through like horrific things, but they seem to, when they come out of it, they seem happier than people that haven't been through as many things, like survivors.
I knew you were going to say that. Yes.
And then they go and they do interviews, and they're like, I'm just happy to be alive. I'm just happy every day to wake up and have a cup of coffee.
Yes.
That's how I feel all the time. I know for me, like, I make this coffee in the morning, and it's new to me every day, and it's just as exciting every morning as the morning
Show your
before.
new mug. Show your new
it's
mug.
back there. I'd have to
Oh,
find it.
darn.
I'm all wired.
That made me happy thinking about that mug because
I'll throw a picture up right here. I'll throw a picture.
there it is. It
Yeah.
is the sweetest, cutest mug. I love the blue and the orange
Blue and the
together.
orange. So simple with the balloon.
Yes, I never thought those colors would go together, and you love fishing and everything about this mug. I told you I was trying to surprise you with that mug,
the
and then you
mug,
showed it to me
people,
last time. I'm like,
yeah.
oh, I was going to get that for you. So shout out to the Maureen Clay Center where you're
Maureen
shooting
Clay
your
Center,
film.
yeah.
That's where you saw that mug, and they have really cool things. Artists make
Beautiful
things
art,
there.
Yeah, pottery. But what
Yeah.
I've seen about the coffee was I make it every morning with my half and half, and then I put whipped cream and I sprinkle some cinnamon on top. And just that little act of putting the whipped cream and the cinnamon, like it came from, Starbucks or something.
Yes.
It's just a little special thing I do for myself every morning, and it makes me, literally makes me happy.
Makes you happy.
And that's all, that little thing, I'm good. I'm happy.
We don't do enough little things. Do you remember Daddy used to go outside every morning
just
in the
stand?
summer and look at his portulaca?
What's a portulaca plant?
Portulaca. So what he would do is he'd plant these portulacas on the corner of the yard by the driveway every summer, and he had his garden. Do you remember those portulacas? He'd drag the hose out there, and he'd water the portulacas, and he'd look at them, and he'd have us look at them and say how pretty they were. They were orange, by the way, like an orange and a blood red color.
I remember them.
Remember?
And
then they'd go over and look at his garden.
Stand and just oversee
Yes, a stand.
his garden.
Yes. And he came through so much being orphaned by the time he was 6 years old.
Yeah.
Orphaned
in Africa, not in the US.
Africa.
When you're orphaned in Africa,
it's a whole nother ball game.
There's no backup plan.
You're orphaned. No. He used to tell me that he'd do his lessons in the hut in the dirt. They would draw in the dirt their lessons.
And stuff, yeah.
Yes. And then when he did get here to the States and went to Oakwood College in the deep South in Alabama, he shoveled coal at night.
He did?
To pay for himself to go through school.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yes, and he would read by coal light, and that's why he would say, do you remember, he'd say, look at this apple, isn't it beautiful?
Yeah.
Look at this, he called them a pitch, but it's a peach.
It's a peach, yeah. Look at that.
Look at this beautiful,
Jenny, come
look at it, come here, look at this. Yes. And he'd cut a slice of the apple.
Yes.
So slowly, and it's the
little things. Daddy appreciated the little things.
Yeah, but you're right, because if we're always looking for that big payoff, we're always looking.
You're always going to be looking.
We're never in the now.
Yeah.
I'm cup
really
of coffee.
In the now. Yeah, with the coffee and just.
You're amazing at the in the now, though. I'm floored by how in the now you are.
I'm very in the now. I wake up in the morning and all I need to know, I don't need to turn on my news or my TV. I open my front door, the sun is shining, the birds are singing. Yeah. I'm like, my life is good. Shut the door and go on with my day.
Wow.
I don't need to. It's just whatever's in my immediate circle, if that's intact.
Yeah. But that makes sense. You hear about these wealthy people, not that wealth is bad, wealth is great, we'll take it any day of the week, but if you don't have the underpinnings of happiness, like you said, it really isn't going to make you happy. You see people taking their lives all the time, or ending up really depressed and sad and lonely, or trying to use their money, they pay for everybody, that nobody's really, it's not about the relationship.
Really your friend,
Yeah.
It's those
Wow.
little things.
So, what made me laugh, and I didn't tell you because I wanted to save for this, when you said, girl, when the kids were little and we were in the car and we were in traffic, I used to pretend that the hazard button, I'd say, don't press that because those are wings that come out of the car.
That's awesome.
And we could come up over the traffic and go over. They loved that, so that when we were in traffic, they would just imagine that we could do that.
Yeah. Oh.
If we wanted to just, I was trying to take up time.
Yeah. Yeah, you're like, well, we're not going to use it. They can't see our wings.
We're not going to use that.
Now.
Exactly. But they're like, really? I said, yeah, they come out from the sides of the car and we just go up and hover over the traffic.
That's odd. That's so funny. That's such a mom thing.
Yeah, it's such a mom thing. Wouldn't that be cool though if you did have wings that came out of your shoes or your sneakers and you just went woo, woo.
That's how I felt though when I'm that elated. I just feel like I'm dancing when I'm walking, and it's exciting. It's a good feeling.
Oh, I'm so happy. I think that it's the little things.
It
It's
is
the little things. We got to concentrate on that because if we don't, for me anyway, I'm doomed because,
Yeah.
I think the little things.
And the little things are truly what matter. It's not like the big things. It's the little everyday things that are making up your life that are the big picture. Because how do you make a puzzle with little pieces? Every piece is a little piece. So
That's
if you don't look at those little pieces, those little things, you'll never end up with a big picture.
With the big picture.
know?
Which reminds me of last year, this time quarantine, I decided to get a puzzle.
Me too.
It was the worst mistake I ever made.
Puzzles are horrible.
They're horrible. It was beautiful. I bought it at a downtown little shop that I saw when I was walking by, in this round, beautiful canister, and it was
Yeah,
like
they
a
seem
like a
such
floral.
Great idea.
Yeah, with herbs and stuff. I don't know. We kind of, and I wanted the boys to help me because I thought, oh, this will be nice. It'll make us, close. They wanted nothing to do. Griffin would come and spend maybe 15 minutes. Christian would look. He'd put one piece and it wouldn't fit and he'd be done. So I think it's downstairs somewhere. You said you tried it too?
Yeah, I got a puzzle. I did finish them, but mostly my staff would finish them. I would start them. And then people would be like, why do you have your staff doing puzzles for you? I'm like, I don't know. It just worked out that way.
And where do you put them? Like, I'd put it on the dining room table, and then you can't really.
Yeah, you
I don't
can't
know.
move
It just
them
didn't work out for me. It didn't work out for me. But
Not
the
really.
little pieces, what I did find, you're right. While I was working on that puzzle, I was so hyper focused on that one piece. And when I did get it in that, you push it in and
and it snaps into place.
And it snaps in because Griffin would come and take out a bunch of mine because he said, Mom, you just forced it in. So that's the other thing we can't do.
Yeah.
Is force the little moments. Eventually they'll pop back out. Or someone like Griffin will come by and just yank it out. Like, wait a minute. He's like,
don't
Mom,
get
that doesn't.
that
Yes, it does. You don't get that moment. Then we'd be bickering about the puzzle. I don't know. But you're right. When you did get that piece in, it was I felt like there's nothing else I need to do today. I got that one piece in.
One piece in. And just focus, narrow your focus and just let it be in your little world, in your little circle. Because that is what makes up the bigger picture. So it's okay
sure
to focus
is.
on the smaller things in the little circle and those little happy moments. Like when I find my dog Lemonade, I'll pass by her little hut and she's sleeping like this with her legs all wet, and I'm just I'll take 5 minutes just watching her. It's hilarious to me, and I'll just appreciate that moment of the way she's laying there. Just all those little things. I don't know.
You're right. We just got that new cat, Scarlett, which you vouched
I
for
haven't
me.
met the cat.
She's
there
a
really
funny
a
little
cat?
thing. No, there really is. I'll send you a picture of her because I do the same. I'm not her
Can you
favorite.
call her? Can you put her on?
Oh, geez, no. She won't come.
What's her name? Scarlett?
Scarlett. She's orange. Where is she? I don't even know where she is.
You never speak of her. I've never seen a picture of her.
I will. I'll send you a picture.
Send me proof of life picture of the cat.
Proof of life. I will. But it's the same thing when all of a sudden she flops down and she just has her little legs up in the air and her head's kind of. And I think to myself, I don't know. We don't know what happened to her before she came to our home.
She's not worried about it. She's worried about having a good nap right now.
Yes, and you're right. I look at her oh, she looks so cute. And then that's the problem. I want to pick her up and kiss her and and they don't like that apparently.
Yeah, cats should have gone for a dog, man.
I know. Cats don't like that.
Nothing. There's anything wrong with cats. I love cats.
No, we love cats. We love you, Mom, too.
We love you, Mom.
Cats and Mom.
Cats and moms, we love them.
We love them the best. Oh my gosh. Well, Jen, what do you think? What are your final thoughts on all of this? You always have such sage things to say.
Well, I don't know. So now you put me on the spot. It didn't just come out of my head.
It's the little things. I know it's been said a lot in that way,
People
but
say that
maybe
a lot, but it really is something
Yeah.
to take into account. Just the the world wants to bombard you, especially with the internet and just everything. You're able to just have everything coming in. But when you just focus on like your little patch of the world, your own little acre of, what is around you and your immediate friends and family, and just focus on those things and the good things, because that's the life we were meant to enjoy. I mean, Jesus said. He said to be joyful and have a joyful life, not to be worried and miserable. He said, do not be afraid, for I'm with you, and to have a joyful life. And so I just believe in that, and,
That's so true. The more that we don't focus on having a joyful life and we're looking at all the things that are miserable, that's not what was intended for us. But that's what is pushed on us so that we forget who we really are.
From the
we're
wrong
really
sources.
joyful from the wrong sources.
God,
yes.
Jesus said, do not be afraid, be joyful.
Yes.
Because, and he said, in this world there will be trouble, but I am with you. So
I am with you. Yes. Yeah, I love that.
So that's not my
perfect,
wisdom.
Jennifer.
That's Jesus, and
that goes back a long way. And we got receipts for that too.
It's
called the Bible. Yes, exactly. Oh, Jen, I love seeing you today.
I was seeing you today, and texting with you probably after this.
Yes.
Immediately.
Oh, of course. And everybody, immediately. And please, anybody and everybody out there, maybe just say to yourself, for today, I'm going to focus on the small things and just see how that feels. See if it feels better than when you're focusing on this big picture that makes you feel a little uneasy inside and a little unhappy inside. And let us know, send us comments and let us know how that worked out for you. And I always try and answer back. For Jen and I, and please let us know if there's anything you want us to talk about, because we love to talk.
Yeah, especially my sissy.
Yes, I was just gonna say.
I love you.
I love you more.